What are we going to discuss in this episode? I'll explain how we plan to revisit the markets, as their performance aligns perfectly with our expectations. We will refer to the current market conditions as a 10 to 50% slump. What preparations do you need to make for the impending recovery? To better understand, let's take a closer look at Bitcoin, which incorporates Bitcoin Ether. We expect over $10 billion worth of options to close on Friday. What implications does that have? I've got you covered on the markets. We will discuss the Ethereum spot trade ETFs will become available in 2 weeks. We will need to allocate a certain amount to invest in them. During a conversation with Spiral Monica, we discussed their stablecoin in a block, their goals, and their strategies. That being said, I've got you covered. If we had the time, we would have received some bonuses. Why didn't Ripple's president receive the same content? The SEC chair explains the lawsuit in detail and then chastises the CEO of Ripple for his statements on all cryptocurrencies. We should imprison and retire CEOs. Let's unwind and begin our journey with Bitcoin. $613.180 right now. It's up 8% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum has arrived at 3,377 and is now online. USDT and USDC have increased by 5% from the previous day. The USDT and USDC have emerged from their respective dollar packs as XRP. We seem to be on the verge of truly tapping into the 46 cents. This is freaky stuff going on. Will we proceed? To obtain a reversal, I am aware of one thing, and I'm purchasing that one item at these stages of the overall market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, which totals $288 billion. Can you still recall Bitcoin? You should be accumulating and consuming as much Bitcoin as possible, between 57 and 60,000. Which is happening in return for extreme folks. I believe that Star Wars is coming soon. Perhaps some elders are still alive. They had all sold out the previous evening. The legendary, you are aware of their allure. With these pride tiers, you can choose what you desire. Select your preferred option. Finish it again. Optimism anticipated at the Bitcoin. The 10 billion options for Ethereum expire on Friday. 25% of the options have an expiration date for the funds they contain. Deborah Luke, an ER doctor, stated that the value of the investment is changing due to inflation. The options for Bitcoin Ether have an expiration date, indicating that they are beyond the limit. 40% of the total notional alternatives spark curiosity, and 25% are anticipated to expire, for which they request payment. Does this suggest that there are a significant number of anomalies present? There are plenty of options available. Reaching its conclusion, which they perceive is likely to assist in raising a minor price. The Bitcoin surge will reveal that. We expect the surge to occur on Friday. We anticipate 15 net inflows of billions for the Ethereum spot ETF during its first 18 to 15 billion months. We anticipate that the ETF will arrive within the next 2 weeks. I believe the SEC recently posted comments about the EUM ETF, stating that everything arrived flawlessly yesterday and they don't anticipate any delays, in line with the Bitwise CEO's expectations. By comparing the relative market caps of Ethereum and Bitcoin, we can calculate inflows of $15 billion over the first 18 potential inflow months. This indicates that Bitcoin benefits from the initial action or could potentially reduce the inflows into exchange-traded funds. I don't believe it's likely to decrease the influx. I believe that each institution has a predetermined budget. Putting aside the fact that they were aware of their arrival, if the establishments were aware that they would invest in cryptocurrency and assign, let's say, $10 billion, they agreed that was okay. We plan to acquire 60% of the Bitcoin. We will either invest 60% in Bitcoin or 40% in Ethereum. 30 minutes after its emergence, we will allocate the remaining 10%. Somewhere else, or across several things, they probably already know that it's not because Vantage was where Bitcoin made its initial swing. I believe they are aware of who is leading the race. The asset will perform best at the front of this race. Which asset will be the first to burst? John Doe claims he is the one who filed the actual lawsuit. On behalf of several 100,000 small investors, I firmly believe that the two individuals in question are Gary Gensler. The SEC has caused investors more harm than any other entity. The SEC has caused more damage to investors than any other individual or entity throughout history. That has been the case for the past few years. It is undeniably true that Gensler failed to disclose that he had two private meetings with the cryptocurrency-based Bernie Baca-Friedman has not yet made a purchase. If you find me bothersome, all of the documents and notes related to my message to Gary about these private meetings are available. Private individuals labor for nothing. Until you see me representing American taxpayers as a U.S. Senator, the top performers in this field from a few years ago are either already in jail or on the verge of release. When awaiting extradition, give it some thought. That's what it is. In Gensler's field, the general populace is currently suffering due to significant noncompliance. What have you done? You transitioned from the M position to the venerable MIT. You not only did nothing, but you actually harmed cryptocurrency investors, and it's almost as if you were attacking XRP. Isn't it already? This is Let's Get Started on This, Monica. You won't hear anything for the entire 5 minutes. Rest assured, let's put on your headphones, and let's dive into the analysis. She must state this since there were some rather large, enormous comments in this case, particularly about the stablecoin that Ripple is preparing to release and their intended application. First, expect to hear from us. And above all, an emphasis on introducing reliable currency for our transaction clients. So let's start by concentrating on the banks and payment companies authorized by persons we currently assist as a result of the distinct stablecoins and distinct assets apart from XRP that have contributed to our blend for the previous year, and once again it all boils down to the real customer's use case, or if it's a USD flow, just make use of a stable USD quite rationally, or, well, if there is cost effectiveness to benefit from employing a steady coin pair, how about we do that? First, let's concentrate on what we already have. Both the demand and our business are present, but I believe that liquidity is crucial for a stable currency. Much of it originates from the retail market. You are familiar with traders, and, well, you already know cited the conversations as a crucial distribution center. In my opinion, this has played a crucial role in increasing the market cap and liquidity for every stablecoin, making it a reliable formula. Do you believe it will become a component of your recipe? Yes, I believe that. Establishing a distribution network at access points for Stable C is crucial, but what other considerations are there? The company is conducting a variety of activities, prioritizing the latter half of the year. Introducing a stablecoin is undoubtedly a major area of focus for us, right? Perhaps you could continue working on it for a little while longer. What method do you intend to use to hire someone for that? What is the process and location for such hiring? How do you start? What about the first day? Day 100 involves preparing for the market, which requires a significant amount of labor and effort. The planning has been going on for a while. You've been aware of our collaborations for some time now. As the team for business development, they've already undergone intense labor and partnerships, and you are aware of other distribution. Our job is to form partnerships. Ripple X partners, Ripple X collaborations only indicates using several developers, and you recognize well-established cryptocurrency businesses employing XP ledgers. Thus, using that connection, we already own, a good number. Connected partnerships, in my opinion. This context allows for simple integration. With the steadier, you understand through the years we have worked in years of payments followed by a lot of custody Ripple has forecasted with these banks. Historically, our approach has been more equitable. Extending those connections, I am having discussions with potential allies for a stable currency. Oh, and yes. The development process has gone smoothly. We are currently working on tokenizing digital assets held by central banks and collaborating with them to transition to a stable currency. Central banks use tokenization. Therefore, I found it fairly evident that these central banks desire a stable currency of some kind. Outbacks don't need to worry, because, well, should they use anything? In the end, even though the ledger indicates that individuals will solely utilize XRP, that's the only difference. Understand that it's so simple. Whether a central bank chooses to conduct business using a reliable coin or opts to conduct operations, they have the option to use their own cross-border CBDC, with XRP serving as the bridge money. It benefits both of us. Monica informed you that they are integrating all of their client relationships and letting them decide. What makes this so crucial? Given that we needed approximately 500 partners in the past and are only using 50% of them now, this is critical. 50% of the participants expressed a preference for simple math tasks. They weren't using the prepared XRP token, despite their claim that you were aware of it. Its price fluctuated excessively. Now that Ripple has made a comeback, the other 50% is refundable. On board, we adhere to their instructions. We have heard you. Even before your silence, we were aware of your presence. We're interested in using XRP because of its volatility, which has made our coin more stable. And there, I'll always beg for $1. It is completely devoid of volatility. What's $1? You understand the necessary steps to complete the transaction, and we have the option to continue using EDUP. Consider that from the back end. Hear me out, this is a calculated move. Here, use this steady coin to Ripple.